Shields up, Paladins, and welcome to a For Honor Hero Guide. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking to you all about the Jormungandr and how I like to use this particular character. The Jormungandr is one of the heavy characters in the Viking faction. She has a medium difficulty rating, as well as she is a disabler and a harasser. Her base stats are her health is set to 130, her stamina is set to 140, and her sprint speed is set to 2.4 milliseconds. Also, you can play as both a male and a female for this particular character. The female's name is Hulda, and the male's name is Greytear. With all this being said, let's go ahead and jump right on over to her feats. Her tier 1 feats are Jotun Slave, and hopefully I'm saying that correctly, which is a passive ability. Heal some health when you hit an enemy with a Jotun move. Body Count, which is a passive ability. Killing soldiers grants you health and stamina. And Tireless, which is another passive ability. You lose stamina at a lower rate. Her tier 2 feats are Hamar's Favor, which is a passive ability. Receive a temporal shield when you land a Hamar Slam on the enemy hero. Centurion's March, gain unlimited stamina for a short time. Righteous Deflection, which is a passive ability. Parry to gain high damage reductions for a short time. Her tier 3 feats are Zealot's Bolt. Throw a projectile that deals minor damage, knocks backs, and depletes all stamina. Punch Through, which is a passive ability. Deal damage on blocked attacks. Hard to Kill, which is a passive ability. Losing health increases your damage reduction. Her tier 4 feats are Twilight of the Gods. Launch a powerful attack that sunders the ground, dealing minor damage and knocking down all nearby enemies. Scout. All enemies are marked for death and show up on the radar. And finally, Auto Revive, which is a passive ability. Periodically, automatically revive upon death unless executed. Now, with all these feats, the ones that I really like to use on her is really the original ones that she's set up with. With the Jotun Slave, that pretty much keeps pressure on the opponent and also keeps giving you some health back while you're doing that. And pretty much that's all your unblockable moves. So that's your punches, that's your knees to the stomach. That's all your moves that help knock the enemy out of stamina. That's all of what those moves are. Okay, so then you go right into that into Hamar's Favor, which will grant you a shield whenever you do the Hammer Slam. And who doesn't like to have extra shields? The Zealot's Bolt is also great. So if you got someone running up on you while you're pulling the cauldron or trying to fight on an objective, you see someone run up to you, you want to instantly go ahead, either get them out of the way as quick as you can, or do whatever you need to with the other opponent that's there. So what you can do is quickly just throw your hammer at them, knock them out of stamina. Now you cannot knock them down if they are already out of stamina. They will still not get knocked back and maybe into a wall or get ledged, but you cannot knock them down with that projectile. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing that. So then once you do Zealot's Bolts, you can then, if it's only them, you can go right up to them and do a I believe it's called the Zoltan's Farewell. Go ahead and do that, knocks them down, go ahead and do your Hammer Slam. That does 50 damage right there, plus you get an extra shield on top of that, so you're already setting the fight in your favor. So that's something else to keep in mind while you're using her. Then on top of that, Twilight of the Gods is just a great attack. One of the things that you can get knocked out of that attack just with a simple boop, or a hit or anything like that, or a guard break. But if you're not hit out of that, it's a great attack for you to go ahead and do Hamar's Favor. If there's a hit to Kiri on your team, they can use their one-hit kill finisher on somebody that's on the ground. They cannot dodge out of that attack. if they are hit with it. Even if you do it on the big guy, that does knock him down, or the big guy as in the Jarl or the champion, whoever you might be fighting in Breach. You can use that on him. Now, mind you, he will walk out of the way, so you kind of have to make sure you get him right as a whole bunch of commotion's going on, so where he has a hard time getting out of the way. Go ahead and do your 50 damage on top of if there might be an attack buff or anything like that that's going on. So that's the reason why I like to use pretty much her day one feats. Sure, there's a couple of things that you could make change here and there, maybe Centurion's March instead of Hamar's Favor, but really it's all down to personal preference, and that's what I really enjoy with her. Now let's go ahead and jump right on over into her actual hero-specific moves. Now on the screen right now I did go into a hero's tactics, so you will see a lot of the combos that she has. I'll go through the hero-specific stuff and talk about how I like to use her. So her renown, earn more renown by assisting or saving heroes or defending objectives to block her feats in a match. Revenge mode, boost damage and health, all attacks are uninterruptible. Parries and throws knock down enemies. Auto attacks are auto parried upon activation. Same stuff. Enhanced light attacks, chain lights are enhanced, thus are not interruptible if blocked. Undodgeable light finishers. Light finishers are also undodgeable. Uninterruptible moves. Serpent smites and heavy openers are uninterruptible. Unblockable heavy finishers. Heavy finishers are also unblockable. Knockback moves. Side heavy finishers will knock back an enemy away from the side the move came from. Jotun Farewell and Jotun Grudge are also have a knockback feature. Unbalancing moves. Heavy finishers. Jotun Farewell, Jotun Surge, Grudge, and Gift will unbalance enemies who are exhausted. Hammer Slam. The Jormungandr can perform a heavy near an unbalanced enemy to perform a Hammer Slam, dealing 50 damage, and also fully refreshes both the Jormungandr's and the target's stamina. This can also be formed with Serpent Smite. The Serpent Smite cancel Serpent Smites with Circle if you're on PS4, or Feint it with Square if you're on on PS4 to perform a guard break. Jotun's Gift follow-ups. Upon successful hitting an enemy with a Jotun's Gift, Jormungandr can chain either a throw, a zone attack, or an opener. The light opener and zone attack are guaranteed. Chain openers, Serpent Smites, Jotun Surge, Zealot Stride, Jotun's Grudge, and zone attack functions as chain openers. Now, one of the ways that I like to use this particular character is this character is pretty much the new and improved Centurion, if you will. This particular character is designed to get your character out of stamina and punish it. So what I like to do is I like to follow up with a lot of things. One, I purposely try to get you out of stamina, so I will do like maybe a light square to maybe do the punch, but I don't spam it all the time. Now there's a lot of people out there that I've been fighting that's the only thing that they do is light square, light square, light square, and that's, you can dodge out of that. You can almost dodge everything, just again like how you can with a Centurion, but don't favor that all the time. That's not everything that she has. That's not her full kit. She has a great kit that you can use. You can feint your side heavy unblockable and go right into a guard break. Knee right into the in the stomach, and throw him up against the wall, get your guaranteed heavy. Then there's a whole bunch of things you can do with her besides just a simple light punch. There's a lot more things you can do with her, and that's one of the things that I like to do. I like to try to play some mind games with the opponent. Now, one of the things that you have to worry about is that if there is a Black Prior on the enemy team. Now, almost anything, if the Black Prior is decent with doing the with a flip. I can't think of what the actual name of that move is. Bulwark Stance, I think is what it is. If they're decent at doing that, you know, then that you gotta kind of change it up a little bit. You gotta play around with them. You know, if they go into that stance, guard break them, or wait for them to throw that unblockable side attack. You know, parry it, go into, you know, try to change it up a little bit. But one of the things that she is very, very good at, and one of the things that I love, is that she actually has a punish for getting you out of stamina, just like how the Centurion does. Whenever he knocks you down, he has a punish for doing that. And that's pretty much the way you have to treat her as a heavy. Yes, she does have some hyper armor that you can use. Not a lot, but you can trade hits with some hyper armor. You know, and that's what I like to do a lot of the times. If I know you're weak, I will wait specifically for you to throw an attack, and then I'll use my hyper armor to my advantage to get you, to make sure I get that kill, in order to get you out of the way. With you being a heavy, it doesn't matter if someone steals the kill on you, or if you kill them. You get more renown for people actually taking your kill, since you are a heavy. You know, and that's a lot of the things there. A lot of times, if I'm playing with Lost or whoever, if I see them fighting somebody, I'll go ahead and throw my Zealot's Bolt at them, just to go ahead and get them out of stamina, so they can go ahead and do whatever they need to do. And a lot of the times, if Lost and myself are fighting next to each other, he'll purposely try to get somebody out of stamina for me to go ahead and capitalize on that. So we'll switch targets real quick. And that's just a lot of things that what you need to watch out for, is that you are specifically there basically to punish anybody that's out of stamina, to make sure, you know, if they do get out of stamina, go ahead and knock them down, boom, hit them. Now, a lot of the times, a lot of people now are so used to seeing Jormungandrs, as soon as they get you out of stamina, they want to, you know, jump right to you, or that dash forward right to you. And a lot of times, a lot of people will back step a lot of those attacks. So what you can do is you can do your forward heavy. Most of the time, when they're out of stamina, they'll just block that and hit them with your side unblockable. If they're out of stamina, that will get them on the ground, and then you can go ahead and do your Hamar's favor. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this particular character, and there's a lot of ways that you can play. It's a lot of feinting. You play some mind games and stuff like that. Overall, in my opinion, this is a great hero. I just wish there would be a lot less spamming with certain moves that she has. I do see that getting nerfed here in the near future. Maybe just like the Centurion, maybe where that's not almost guaranteed. Maybe open up the dodge window just a little bit, just where you're able to dodge back a little bit more. So where it forces people who's using this character to kind of change up that moveset a little bit. But hopefully I answered a lot of questions, comments, concerns. Hopefully I helped a lot of people out by watching the video on how to use this character efficiently. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned to the end of the video to see more videos that I've done. And as always, guys, thank you for watching.